gonna be sweet.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 underrated DreamWorks voice acting performances.
That's the Easter Bunny?
Now somebody sees me. I mean, where were you about an hour ago, mate?
For this list, we'll be looking at the best but most underrated voice performances in DreamWorks movies. Who is your favorite voice actor of all time? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Chloe Bennett as Yi, Abominable.
I know, I keep busy. I don't know why. I mean, I miss him, and I don't want to miss him.
Chloe Bennett, who Marvel fans will recognize from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., has this really nice quality to her voice. It's sort of hoarse, but in this clear way that makes Bennett perfect for voice work.
Are those blueberries? Animation takes a lot more imagination. Run! Because you're literally not in front of anything. You can do magic?
She becomes a very convincing teenager in Abominable as Yi, a girl who befriends a Yeti. Bennett gives a lot of heart to her character, but still manages to embody that awkward, unsure phase that's teenagehood. There's a lot to love in her performance, from the more grounded exchanges with her family to the hectic escape scenes with Everest.
You're right. It's not over. Thank you, Everest.
Abominable is a pretty underappreciated movie to begin with, and the awesome performances featured in it don't get the hype they deserve. Number 9. Clark Duke as Thunk Crood, the Croods franchise.
Oh, let's do it again. I think I blinked.
With Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, and Ryan Reynolds being the main focus of these films, Clark Duke's doltish but lovable thunk is often overlooked. He provides a lot of comedic relief, and the higher-pitched tone of his voice works super well for the role.
Dad, just to be clear, are we looking for like the exact same cave? Because I mean, if it was me, and I'm just throwing this out there, if it was me choosing the cave, I would go with a smaller cave.
Fans of The Office will recognize him as Clark Green in later seasons, but he might also look familiar from movies like Kick-Ass or Bad Moms. If you're looking for more of Duke's unique voice in a role that allows him more range and freedom to play, check out Netflix's Inside Job, where you'll hear him as the excitable Brett Hand.
We can't let a whole town get killed on our watch. We'll get fired. Or promoted? I can never remember how evil we are.
Number 8. Larry King as Doris, the ugly stepsister, Shrek 2 and Shrek the Third.
I know he's a jerk and everything, but I gotta admit, that charming makes me hotter than July.
DreamWorks seem to have a knack for casting every possible Shrek role flawlessly, including that of Doris, the ugly stepsister. We have to wonder how this partnership came to be. We tend to picture one guy on the team just snickering to himself and asking someone to get Larry King on the line. King did an absolutely fantastic job with Doris. His rough and deep voice is incredible for the character, and our first time meeting her is so much better for it.
Hey, buddy, let me clue you in. There's only one fella can handle a job like that, and frankly, he don't like to be disturbed.
We always remembered King with a rather flat, unenthused voice, but he left that at home for this performance. If that singing clip isn't enough enthusiasm for you, we don't know what is.
Some boys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. I wanna be the one to walk in the sun.
Yeah, you go!
Girls.
Number 7. Snoop Dogg as Smooth Move, Turbo.
The name is Smooth Move. I set the tone around here, you dig? Now check this. Right about now, I'm moving so fast the whole world's going in slow motion, baby.
Whoa! The Starlight Plaza Snail Crew is comprised of so many stellar voices, including Samuel L. Jackson as Whiplash, Maya Rudolph as Byrne, and Ben Schwartz as Skidmark. Not to mention Ryan Reynolds in the title role.
You know, Dan, everybody's got that one thing that makes them happy. And for me, it's terrifying, blazing speed.
They all sound great, but the performance we're most surprised by and impressed with has to be Snoop Dogg's Smooth Move. He doesn't have a ton of lines, but he absolutely crushes the ones he does. We're not sure exactly how the lines were written on paper, but his personality definitely shines through. Combined with the animation, it's impossible not to smile while Smooth Move is talking. And it isn't long at all into the movie before you're trying to place his voice because of just how recognizable it is.
To the end, to the dizzy, to the whiz-eye, you dig? He ain't slow no more. Easy to the peasy, baby.
Number 6. Kate Winslet as Rita Malone, Flushed Away.
Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude, Mr. Captain Skipper Thingy.
Hey, that's Miss Captain Skipper Thingy to you.
Oops.
What are you doing on my boat?
DreamWorks truly has no shortage of celebrities for casting. Hugh Jackman, Ian McKellen, and Andy Serkis all deliver fantastic performances in Flushed Away, but it's Kate Winslet's Rita who we feel doesn't get the credit she deserves. Flushed Away is one of DreamWorks' often forgotten fan favorites, and every time we watch it, we're reminded just how good it is.
We're over Kensington.
Yeah, only a terrifying 900-foot drop between you and a nice comfortable bed. Where's your house, then?
Winslet does a great job with her character, from Rita's confident demeanor to the delivery of wry British humor, to the tenser moments requiring more emotion. We shouldn't be surprised, really. Winslet knocks everything she does way out of the park.
I'm tough, I'm adventurous, I'm exciting and incredibly interesting, and yeah, you know, I try to be as strong as I can, absolutely, and I think it's a very important quality for us girls to have.
Number 5. Rihanna as Gratuity Tip Tucci, Home. For someone who's not a voice actress, or an actress at all, Rihanna totally nails this role.
Knock knock.
Who is there?
The interrupting cow.
The interrupting cow.
Moo!
Opposite the wonderfully eccentric Jim Parsons, you might think it would be difficult to shine, but this is an artist who sings about diamonds in the sky, so really, we shouldn't have been worried.
Well, if you shoot your eye lasers, then I'll have no choice but to explode your head.
You humans cannot do explode.
We can too. We just don't much. It's considered rude.
The most interesting thing about this performance is how convincing Rihanna is. We believe her as a teenager who's just teamed up with an alien, and we believe every emotion her voice conveys. It was also pretty rare at the time to hear someone who sounded and looked like her in the lead role of an animated production, so this is certainly one of the more meaningful and noteworthy performances on our list.
My beautiful girl. I've been looking everywhere, Mom. I was so scared we'd never see each other again. Oh, Mom, I never would have stopped looking until I found you.
Number 4. Hugh Jackman as E. Aster Bunnymund, the Easter Bunny, Rise of the Guardians.
Hang on. You mean to say you summoned me here 3 days before Easter because of your belly? Mate, if I did this to you 3 days before Christmas...
Please, Bunny, Easter is not Christmas.
Here we go.
There are few actors out there who have delivery as natural sounding as Hugh Jackman, and while the actor himself is certainly not lacking any recognition, his role in this movie is. Rise of the Guardians is a phenomenal film. It's well written, beautifully animated, and wonderfully voiced, but it's talked about so little.
If you're not a kangaroo, what are you?
I'm a bunny. The Easter Bunny. People believe in me.
The Easter Bunny is perhaps one of the movie's most pivotal characters, as the one with possibly the most character development, aside from Jack Frost himself. There's a moment where he takes a significant hit, and while he's obviously demoralized by it, there's still a lot of hilarious lines amazingly delivered by Jackman.
He used to be huge and cool, and now he's cute.
It's good.
Did you tell him to say that? That's it. Let's go. Me and you. Come on.
Number 3. Rosie Perez as Chell, The Road to El Dorado.
Well, if you guys want the gold and you don't want to get caught, right? You're going to need my help.
Sure, what makes you think we need your help?
Are you serious?
This movie is a bit of a boys' club until Chell's introduced. Despite her flirtatious and crafty nature, she's also endearingly flawed. We see her small moments of panic as she repeatedly tries to get herself, Tulio, and Miguel out of sticky situations. Rosie Perez manages to make Chell so human, despite how capable and cunning the character is.
You're by yourself and you really get to use your imagination and express that alter ego that, you know you can't really go there in another form. And so I love it.
It's difficult to keep up with the hysterical chaos that is Miguel and Tulio's dynamic, not to mention the indisputable talent of their voice actors. But Perez as Chell definitely holds her own without a hitch.
That's what makes it interesting.
You're right. What are we waiting for?
Let's follow that trail.
Sweet.
Number 2. Ty Burrell as Mr. Peabody, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
But what I'm most proud of is my son, Sherman.
Hi, Mr. Peabody. Oh. Have you
told them about the way back.
I was just getting to that.
This is the most Ty Burrell role you would never even stop to think is actually played by Ty Burrell. If you're a Modern Family fan, it's hard to see Burrell as anyone other than Phil Dunphy, which is why it's so impressive that he was able to pull off the role of a genius, overachieving, time-traveling dog. Man, Phil Dunphy would think that was so cool.
I vowed to be the best father I could be, to prepare him for all the wonders of the world, present and past. And so Sherman inspired the greatest invention of my life, a time machine.
Burrell's voice works so great with an esteemed lilt to it, and you can just tell he had a great time in the recording booth. Once again, he plays an awesome Father of the Year character, to absolutely no one's surprise.
Your Honor, when I found Sherman, it reminded me of how I started out in life. And now I want to give him the one thing I always wanted, a home.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. David Schwimmer as Melman, Madagascar franchise. Somehow we feel like Ross and Melman have a lot in common.
Gloria, I just want you to know, back at the zoo, it was never the doctors or the prescriptions that kept me going.
Woody Allen as Z Marion 4195Z, Ants. The stuttering adds so much to his rambling.
I've never been able to lift more than 10 times my own body weight. And when you get down to it, handling dirt is not my idea of a rewarding career.
Robert De Niro as Don Lino, Shark Tale. Why doesn't anyone talk about just how funny this performance is?
You took Frankie away, and you turned Lenny into a dolphin!
Ian McShane as Tai Lung, Kung Fu Panda. McShane's got the whole menacing thing down pat.
So that is his name. Poe. Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jay Baruchel as Hiccup Haddock III, How to Train Your Dragon franchise.
Legend says that when the ground quakes or lava spews from the earth, it's the dragons, letting us know they're still here, waiting for us to figure out how to get along.
So we've been trying to stay away from protagonists on this list because they feel like an obvious choice and their performances being underappreciated would probably be a tough sell. With that said, Jay Baruchel's performance as Hiccup is something to be revered, and we're not hearing enough reverence. From the natural cadence of his voice to the impeccable delivery he gives on every single line, Baruchel gives Hiccup all of his personality and then some.
Students, what are you doing? We need her to like us! And now the spinning. Thank you for nothing, you useless reptile.
Of course, some of the credit has to go to the writing crew, but Baruchel manages to infuse even the most mundane lines with emotion, even if that emotion is only deadpan attempts at humor.
Oh, is that why you're pouting, big baby boo? Unbelievable. You've been rescuing them. So, what should we name it? Yeah, Itchy Armpit it is.
This star cast definitely deserves their fair share of praise, but a better Hiccup could not have been cast. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.